Well, welcome back everybody to PoolieMagTV, the raw, unedited, unscripted NUFC fan channel where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's opinion's wrong. So tonight is Wednesday night quiz night. So this will be part one of the 20 question quiz, all about the Kevin Keegan era for Newcastle United as manager. I will be doing another quiz separately about his time as a player, but I thought there'd be more questions that we could sink our teeth into as his time of manager. I was going to do 20 questions off the belt, but I thought sometimes people can lose a little bit of interest, so I thought if I just do 10 this week and 10 next Wednesday, keep it flowing, and we'll just do 10 each week, because sometimes it can drag on a little bit. So the rules are, obviously, no Googling, not that I can see you, but I always know, no Googling, and get a pen and piece of paper, and I want you to comment your answers in the comment section. So type your answers in the comment section, and I'll give you a love heart or a cross, depending on whether you've got it right or not. And we'll see who comes out on top. I'm not going to give you the answers on the video because I want it to be interactive. I want you to be able to comment your answers. So I'm going to give you enough time. So get yourself a pen and piece of paper. I'm going to give yourselves enough time to write these answers down. And I'm going to give you, I'll probably give it a day or two before we go through it and see if, because obviously sometimes with it being a smaller channel, it has less impressions, and then all of a sudden it ends up with 100 odd views. And so Friday I'm going to go through the comments and we'll pick a winner. So there we go. So let's get straight into it. So this is, like I say, this is a 10 question, part one of a 20 question Kevin Keegan quiz. So, are you ready, folks? So, question number one. What was the nickname given to Kevin Keegan's Newcastle United team? What was the nickname given to Kevin Keegan's Newcastle United team all the way back in the 1990s? So I'm going to give you a few seconds to write that down. Comment it in the comment section if you want. I'll give you a few seconds to write that down. And we will move on to question number two. So who did Newcastle United beat 7-1 to gain promotion in 1993? Who did Newcastle United beat 7-1 to gain promotion in 1993? Ooh, it's a bit of a tough one. A little bit of a tough one for the younger fans out there. The older fans might get that one, but a little bit of a toughie there. They're not all easy and they're not all hard. It's just a little bit of a mixture, a little bit of fun, something a little bit different. So, moving on to question three. Who was the chairman of Newcastle United for the majority of Kevin Keegan's reign in the 1990s? Who was the chairman for the majority of Kevin Keegan's reign as Newcastle United manager in the 1990s? Like I say, some of the younger fans might find all these questions hard, but no Googling. I want to test your knowledge. Test yourself. You know, you get nowhere by cheating, do you? So I'll repeat that one once again. Who was the chairman of Newcastle United when Kevin Keegan was the manager of Newcastle United? The chairman for the majority of the time in the 1990s. Right, moving on to question four. Who scored the most goals for Newcastle United in the 1993-1994 season? Who scored the most goals for Newcastle United in the 1993-1994 season? Let me know if some of these questions are too hard. Let me know if some of them are really too easy. And I'll try and mix it up a little bit. But like I say, it's just a little bit of fun, isn't it? Are we already out there? Yes. Ready for that one? Next question. Question number 5. Which Czech goalkeeper became an instant cult hero at Newcastle United? Which Czech goalkeeper become an instant cult hero at Newcastle United during the Kevin Keegan era of the 1990s? I think a lot of people will get that question. But like I say, some people might not. And that's the fun of it, isn't it? Because you might learn something new if you read the comments. So yes, we'll move on now. We shall move on to question number 6. Which French winger joined Newcastle United in 1995? Which French winger joined Newcastle United in 1995? So yes, I think a lot of people might get that one too. Club icon, really, still to this day. I'm probably giving you a little bit of a clue there, but we might have some younger viewers on today who might not really be up to date with the 1990s. So if I drop a little few clues here and there, who really cares? Because it's only a little bit of fun, isn't it? So yes, like I say, get your pen and paper out. Comment down below. This is going to be a weekly quiz. This is part 1 of a 20-question Kevin Keegan era style quiz. And we are moving on now to number 7. Which defender scored the 5th goal against Manchester United in Newcastle's 5-0 win? Which defender scored the 5th goal against Manchester United in Newcastle United's 5-0 win? One of my favourite moments ever as a Newcastle fan, and by far my favourite moment ever as a child Newcastle fan. That was just electric. That was electric. That win everywhere. If you haven't seen that win, if you're too young to have been alive when that win happened and you've never watched it, go back and watch it. It's on YouTube. And you still get goosebumps now. Well, I do anyway. So, question 8. Which stadium was heavily redeveloped when Kevin Keegan was in charge? Which stadium was heavily redeveloped when Kevin Keegan was in charge in the 1990s? So, some people might get caught out with this. It's a lot more simple than what it sounds. People might get caught out with that. So there's my little clue. It's a lot more simple than what it sounds. Which stadium was heavily redeveloped in the 1990s when Kevin Keegan was in charge? So we're coming up to the penultimate question now. Which Manchester United manager did Kevin Keegan do battle with in the 95-96 season? That season still haunts me today. It was my first season as a football fan. And Newcastle United were flying. But it just wasn't to be, was it? But what Manchester United manager did Kevin Keegan do battle with that season in the 95-96 season? The greatest season Newcastle have ever had. Apart from winning the league in the 20s, but the greatest season Newcastle have ever had. Premier League wise anyway. And our 10th and final question for this week is, what midfielder was bought from Charlton and become captain? So there's a funny backstory that goes with this, but if I tell the backstory, some people might get it. So I'm not going to tell the backstory, but there is a funny backstory to that signing. If you know, you'll know what backstory I'm on about. But which midfielder was signed from Charlton and went on to become club captain? I'll give you all another few seconds just to just to let them questions sink in. Like I say, I'm not going to give you the answers. I want this to be interactive. I see quizzes on here and they give you the answers after 10 seconds. I want the answers in the comment section. I'm going to leave it today. I'm going to leave it until Friday and I'm going to go through it and we'll try and pick a winner. And then next Wednesday, we'll do part 2. Hopefully that's something a little bit fun, something a little bit different, isn't it? I don't see too many football channels doing quizzes. So yeah, something a little bit different. Hopefully you like the format, you like the setup. If you want me to give answers moving forward, then I will. You know, I don't mind. But I just thought for now, trying to build the channel, trying to get it a little bit more interactive. So yes, hopefully you stuck to the end. Hopefully this is them going to take off and become a little bit bigger and help grow the channel. Hopefully it does. But thank you for your support. And like I always say, keep it black and white and keep it PoolieMagTV. Over and out, folks.